All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cheers to Health. Of course, you got to have me, the host with the most, Brian Bad Man Torres, and of course, got to have AJ, my wingman, aka Kicking Wing, I'm sorry, Tomlinson, and of course, Omar Torres.
Cheers to health.
Health, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers to
Yeah.
health. Welcome back. Another week,
Welcome back.
another drink.
Oh yeah. Whether it's a beer, a
Electrolytes.
glass of wine, a glass of whiskey, a protein shake, a water, a freaking what do you have there?
Liquid
Oh,
IV.
electrolytes. Yeah. Liquid IV. Whatever it is. Hey, sip on it. Enjoy the
Cheers to
show.
you, my friend.
Get some knowledge from AJ Tomlinson. AJ.
You guys want some fucking knowledge?
Oh, yep. Yes.
Oh.
Get off your lazy asses and fucking do something today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at you,
Do it.
Brian.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, I don't know if you
You
forget.
said it.
You don't talk
said it.
Hey,
to
how
Dr.
those
Ankle
runs
Picker.
going, Brian? How those runs going? You going to run yet?
Dang,
Going
dude.
great. Going great. You want to come with me sometime? I
I
got
was actually
He
gonna go
did
after
new
say-
the
shoes
pod.
for that. Huh?
I was gonna go after the pod.
Yeah, I was wondering that
Well,
this morning.
I'm probably not gonna go after the pod, but I'll go tomorrow. I'm gonna do a little hit workout here at the house. I'm gonna sauna. Got it running right now. Got the ice bath prepped. So after this, that's what I'm gonna do. After that, do a little hit workout, and then some people got to go to work. I know you two don't understand what the fuck that is, but we got to put in fucking work around here.
I already went to work. I went to work this morning. Got a workout in. Got some stuff done on the computer. Put some stuff out. Now we're on the pod, guys. Fuck yeah. Let's
That was
get
a
it.
great story. That
Our
was a
next
great
guest.
story. Come on, can you
What'd
run
you
that
say?
story one more time? It was such a great story.
Anyways,
Good.
till I was rudely
I
interrupted.
apologize.
Always, dude. It's always him. Interrupting people. Okay? Next guest is Alex Villa Lobos. She's a therapist.
Is she brown?
What's up?
Is she brown?
I mean, you could just say, is she Mexican, bro?
No, because she might not be Mexican. She could be Puerto Rican or Cuban or
Hispanic.
She
Honduran.
could be something like Latin.
Nah, brown, dude. Because
Brown.
we're brown, so we could ask if you're brown.
You're
Well,
not
'cause
brown.
I'm not
He's
not
not
brown.
Brown.
The both of you are not brown.
Omar, you probably shouldn't say brown, but
Right now, it looks like we got white, red, and brown.
Right? There is like different. No.
So
dude,
diversity,
okay?
we support it.
Diversity. That's right. We do. We support it.
Anyways, who is it, Omar? Tell us about her.
Who is
Yeah.
it, brother?
Nope. I don't know. What was that? What the fuck was that? What is that?
Do you ever watch Sketch? Let's
Oh,
go, brother.
no. Nope, didn't see that one. Oh, okay. See, you can't be doing that, dude. I think he's got. Does he have a disability?
No, it's just a character that he puts on.
Oh, I thought he had like some Tourette's or
And
something.
I'm not making fun. I'm supporting him. I'm a supporter, dude. I'm a number one. Maybe not number one, but I'm a fan. Let's go, Sketch.
Sketch. What is this? Is he a gamer or something?
Oh, he's
Yeah,
he's
yeah, he's a
one
streamer.
bad dude.
Is he?
No, not really. He's kind of built like a
AJ.
fried egg. You ever seen a fried egg?
Friday.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So just think about AJ if he did not work out.
Did you guys
Pretty
check out the
much.
new thumbnail on the new video that I put out today on YouTube?
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I loved it.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Did you check it out, AJ?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
Oh yeah.
I was busy. I threw in some laundry. I whipped up some breakfast.
Whipped
Had
it
like
up.
a little
That
coming
sounds like a
Tomatoes?
busy
with
morning.
myself.
What'd you make?
Eggs and bacon, dude,
Okay, there we go.
and a bagel.
And a bagel. Good.
Are you gonna tell us about the fucking guest or what, Omar?
Oh, well, see, I keep getting interrupted. This is Alex. Alex, will you please introduce yourself? Tell us about yourself. who
Oh,
you are and what you do.
my name is Alex. I am a mom of two. I am a social worker, therapist, um, from Chicago, married.
Chi
What
Town.
else? Yeah, Chi-Town.
Is that what they say?
Just got back from a visit there.
Oh
Good
yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
I always heard it referred to as Chirac.
Oh, oh, oh.
Dang, dude, I don't know. Where'd that come from?
That's just what I hear. I never heard Chi-Town until just now. I always hear
Oh
Chirac. That's
yeah.
all. I was...
And
You know,
can
we
I
all got our
ask, like,
good and bad things about every city, okay? So let's not come for Chicago.
I've never heard that one. Where did you hear this from, AJ?
When I was in the Navy, a girl was from there.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
and that's what she always called it, and then some other people too.
It's not uncommon, but I love the city. When you move away, you realize how much pride you have for a place. You know,
Right,
when you're there,
absolutely. That's how I was.
yeah, when you're there, you're like, whatever, I grew up here. And then you leave and you're like, no, don't call it Chirac, okay? There's some good things.
Yeah, AJ. So back up,
Come
little
on.
boy.
My bad. My bad.
Jeez, dude.
Started off at a good
But
point.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
So tell us about your journey. Like, how did you end up being a therapist? Like, tell us your journey.
Yeah. I think that, let me see. In college, I thought I was going to go into more of like speech therapy things. I don't know why. I never really had an interest in it, but I started down that path. It's funny when they make you pick at 18 what you want to do with the rest of your life. So I was in college doing classes for that. Had some personal life things happen where I just was not in a good mental space. So seeking help and, kind of being on my own journey, just I decided to switch my majors. I have a undergrad in psychology and a minor in holistic health education, and then my master's in social work. Social work is nice because you can do like therapy and like the clinical one-on-one stuff, or you could be more out in the community doing more like case management stuff. So I kind of have
Hmm.
a variety of what I'd like to do if I get burnt out in one area. So yeah.
What
Dang,
is
dude.
the holistic? What was it?
Holistic
Holistic
health?
health education?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that?
It's more like whole body health, right? Like less
Oh, okay.
westernized medication and more like how do we bring in, the full body, mind, spirit, all of that. So some
Mm.
classes I took during that minor were like meditation classes, yoga, breath work, tai chi,
Oh, wow.
things like
Hmm.
that. Art therapy, music therapy, things like that. Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That that's one of the big things that we hit on too is mental health. Um, Whenever I went through my bachelor's degree, I also went through like some holistic health courses.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went through like the meditations, different like breath works and stuff like that. And it was helping. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
So I implement some of that stuff with like stretching because I mean at the end of your workout, it's good. It's a good time to, prioritize yourself. And I think we dug into this a little bit about meditating, just focusing on what you're stretching and focusing on the breathing,
Mhm.
Hmm.
clearing that little brain and, figuring out what's really important in life. I feel like that's the way, you should do every day
I agree. Omar,
because people get stressed out.
is your bachelor
What's
or your degree, is it also in exercise science, or what's yours in?
No, it's actually in health and wellness.
Okay,
So it's in science, yeah, of health and wellness.
cool, cool.
Yep. So it's yeah, there was a bunch of holistic courses in there. So it's pretty cool. I learned a little thing or two about stuff. But yeah, it's definitely cool.
So what was your first like? Oh, I guess job. I wanted to say gig, but gig's not a good word to use. But like, what was something like you did after with your degree after school and everything?
Yeah, that's a good question. I did my undergrad internship at a crisis center, so suicide prevention crisis hotline. So when I did
Oh, wow.
um, the undergrad, and then I kind of went into that as a job there. Uh, that was out in Michigan. So I moved from Chicago to Michigan, did my undergrad. Um, but by the time I was graduating, we were expecting a baby, and I headed back to Illinois, moved in with my now husband. And when I decided to go to my master's, I was in a sexual assault and domestic violence shelter doing my master's internship and also working there at the same time. So lots of intense work, intense
Yeah,
work.
sounds
Yeah,
like it.
Oh yeah.
what was that like? I'm
Yeah.
sure that was like just like a roller coaster every day.
Yeah, and it still is now. But I think that's part of why, coming on here and talking about like my own health journey, like I gotta
Hmm.
take
Hmm.
care of me to show up for those people, so
There you go. Absolutely.
showing up at the gym is for my own sanity so that I can walk into a room with someone else going through some shit. Can I swear on here?
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
Okay.
you heard that dude f bombing it or
Oh,
whatever. It's
perfect.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah, so
That is a question I did have as well. Like, so on heavy days where, people come in talking to you about everything underneath the sun, what do you do after those rough days, where maybe a story just stuck in your head or stories, what do you do to kind of decompress and be able to, you know, live your daily life, especially that night, like go to the gym or whatever it might be?
yeah, definitely. I sit in my car
Yeah.
before I go into my house. I got two little ones, so I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and it very much so is I get off of work from these intense experiences and then go pick up my kids from school. Um,
Hmm.
and then I'm mom from then until bedtime. So for me, it is I'm up at 4:30 at the gym by 5, working out from 5 to 6. Got to be home, getting them ready by 6:15. It's very every minute counts in my
Oh,
morning.
absolutely.
And if I don't do that, so yesterday I didn't, which was the first day before work that I haven't gone to the gym, and I can just tell the difference of
Hmm.
like I'm sluggish. I'm not as present for the people when they're in my office. So it's very much so a morning routine for me. And then in the evenings, it's just kind of like, if I told myself I'm going to the gym after work, I'm not going. Like, if you hear that from me, like it's fine. I'll go at 5. I'm not. So I know I
Yeah.
have to
Hmm.
be up in there in the morning. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm the exact opposite. I can't. I like sleeping, so I like. I already wake up at 4 to get ready for work and everything. So if I were to go to the gym before work,
earlier, yeah,
I'd be waking up at like 2 or something. So I'm like, no, I just sleep a little bit. And I could just go right after work though.
yeah,
But I'm the same way. If I sit around the house for too long after work, I'll just end up not going.
yeah,
I gotta keep going, keep moving.
yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that I kind of think about too is like transitioning from work to like home
Parent, yeah,
and doing what you got to do
yeah,
to, keep
Hmm.
that like strong face or strong, vibe so you don't kind of put that effect on your family.
yeah.
Because there's been situations where, we've gone through some stuff and it's like we still want our kids to enjoy,
Hmm.
their time as they're little, make the best out of their day every day
Yeah,
because we don't want that kind of bad vibe to cause their day to get ruined and then they're not going to be doing their daily deals where playing, being joyful. And dude, that's so for you it would be just sitting in the car and kind of letting out
decompressing.
all that
Yeah,
what you're thinking about and then thinking transitioning into the day.
yeah. It's a very intentional. Okay, that is there. I'll come back to that tomorrow, and I have to
Hmm.
switch to mom now. I think it also though is a moment of like gratitude that like I'm not going through some of those things. Like I can
Hmm.
show up for my kids and create a life for them that is not some of those like traumatic things that other people have shared in their life. Um, so well, you were talking about your kids having like, the childhood and stuff. I thought about They were fighting the other day, and my punishment to them was we're all going on a bike ride until we're smiling, until we're having a good time. So it was very much so we need to like shift our energy with movement, and
Mm-hmm.
on the same page mentally, and we were arguing or whatever. They were arguing. So I was like, we're going to switch to physical. We're going to go outside, ride our bikes. And when we're all smiling and having a good time, we can come back and reset in the house. So even my forms of punishment are like, not, they're like, hey, we can manage our emotions, we can manage the situation. How do we do that? By moving our energy differently.
I like
Yeah,
that too. That's a good idea. It's a great
that's a
idea.
good point. I
Mm-hmm.
catch myself because I get onto the boys or something because they doing something they're not supposed to, and I'm like, ugh. And then I think about it. I'm like, they're not gonna react the same because they're like in this high emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So I just switch it up, and I start like play fighting with them. I was like, hey, you're okay, hey.
Mm-hmm.
And then it changes that vibe where now they're calming down, they're more joyful, and you can explain like what happened. Like, all right, bud, like this isn't cool. Like next time, let's figure this out.
Yeah.
Let's yeah. Because growing up, I don't know if you were the same. We have our our moments where we act up, and they're like, no, don't do that.
Punishment.
But you're like,
Yeah.
what? Why? Why
Yeah,
not?
without being
And then you're like,
explained.
don't back talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do better, and that's what we talked about before too. Is like uh explaining why instead of just doing it.
Not because I said so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Sweet. Heck yeah. See that? And so what's your specialty? Like what do you specialize in when you do therapy? And I know you said like all this stuff, so I'm thinking, but go ahead.
Yeah, right now it's just kind of an overall umbrella of trauma. So that can be anything. I've had, like I said earlier, sexual assault, domestic violence, kind of that interpersonal stuff. I've had people with childhood stuff. I've had people that were like prisoners of war in my office. I've had car accident people in my office. So, kind of a roundabout, there's a protocol that I like to fall into called EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing of situations um, that we've gone through. And so that protocol can really be an overall encompassing umbrella to any type of trauma or really any type of situation, right? I can use certain therapy modalities for even just, not just anxiety. Anxiety is important and real, right? But anxiety, and also use that same protocol for like a traumatic event I went through or depression thoughts
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So when someone walks in my door, I kind of ask them where are we at and meet them there and figure it out together what they need.
Yes. I think I've done that before
Yeah.
where you like look at a screen and there's a
Yep.
ball that goes back and forth and you got to focus.
Yep.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah. Was it helpful? I mean, you don't have to go too far into it, but was it helpful?
Yeah, it did help.
No, let's dive
Yep.
deep into that,
This is
Omar.
not about
Tell us
me.
more
This
about
is
how
Not
your
not
about me.
Omar's
experience
therapy
works.
session.
Okay. Get some free therapy. I'm down. No. but but yes, it's important. And there's all different things because you'll hear people say like, "Oh, why do I need therapy? Like what are they going to do? They're just going to listen to me?" Like, I don't want to do that. And there's a lot of people that say that. And I'm like, "Dude, no. There's more to that."
Mm-hmm.
I
But
think
what
like a lot of
Go ahead.
people like the way I've always kind of looked at it, because like being in the Navy, they didn't force you, but they really like pushed for you to go see our uh, our therapist lady pretty much. And I always thought of it like, dude, I'm fine. Like I don't need that. Like I don't like what I'm not thinking anything crazy. I'm not doing anything. Like I'm perfectly fine. Like whatever. It is what it is. But like the more like I read and look into it and stuff, sometimes it's just good like just to go get stuff off your chest and just like really just like talk about it and like have uh that like confidence between you, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. think everybody can benefit, right? I think in the simplest terms, it's like finding a balance of understanding yourself, right? And then when we talk about like physical health too, like I personally believe there's research also, right, that you cannot talk about mental health without talking about physical health, and you cannot talk about physical health without talking about mental health. It's missing a piece to the
Mm-hmm.
puzzle. And a lot of times, right, like if there's a stigma behind the mental health piece, sure, I can go work out and have a good workout. Am I recognizing what that does for me and understanding myself as a person? Or if I have depression and I'm not somehow being active and realizing the amount of cortisol in my body with stress and depressed thinking that I'm not releasing, then like no wonder I'm not getting anywhere and shifting my thoughts, right? So to me, it's definitely a balance of, if we really want to, I don't know, be in touch with ourselves as a person, physical health, mental health, social life, family life, like all of these things are different pieces that we can't
Mm-hmm.
ignore.
So is that
Yes.
something you push, not like
Absolutely.
push, but like encourage your clients or whatever, is to like if they're not active, like, hey, maybe try going for a walk or going to the gym, is that something you
Yeah,
suggest to them?
yeah, and I think again, it's like that, meet somebody where they're at, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
somebody, it might really be walk around the block, and someone else it might be like, oh, you talked about you swam for, on the swim team for 5 years when you were a teenager. Like, how about we get back in the pool, right? Like, so
Right.
getting to know someone and recognizing the things that they're gonna like, right? Because I mean, sometimes lifting weights and going into the gym is intimidating or not fun for people. So what is it that, oh, you have a dog? Do you walk your dog? Right? Like,
Yeah.
you have kids? Do you play tag?
Mm-hmm.
So trying not to be like, you need to be more active, but how do I like
Mm-hmm.
throw that in
Right.
there a little bit? And then I also
Exactly.
have, at the agency I'm at, there's a nice little trail behind the building. So some people that are willing, we go on a walk during our session and we talk while we're walking with good weather.
Oh, I like that.
So
Good.
Yeah, that's a good idea right there.
yeah,
Dang.
That is good. That is good. Because I know something I've always, not always, but as of recently, I've tried to be an advocate for people going to seeing a therapist. Just like I said, it doesn't matter if you think you're great or you're not. Like I said, just you never know, So just try it out and just see how it goes for you. That like I told Omar, I told AJ when I first started getting into it, because again, like I said, it's all about balance, So sure, you could be really great at the gym, but what about your mental health? You think, oh, I'm good, I'm good. Are you? Are you though? A lot of people don't really express how they really feel, and I think for me at least was expressing my emotions, if that's the right way to put it. I didn't really know how to feel feelings. I'm just more of a positive person and just laugh everything off and keep moving forward. I never really was too down, too mad about nothing. If I got upset or anything, I would just try to laugh it off or just be positive about it and be funny. So that's why I think everybody should at least try it once. Just go check it out, see if it works. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, well, at
yeah,
least you tried it.
yeah,
Yeah. That's that's pretty much the same lines that I'd try to kind of convey that message, but also say like it's extra tools in your belt because yeah, you're thinking about
Hmm.
like physical health,
yeah,
but also whenever you come into like you're saying transitioning from your work life to now your home life, you
Hmm.
got to find ways to go about that in the best way possible for you and your family.
yeah.
If something happens, you'll have those tools to cope. Or if you're getting too overwhelmed about something, another thing, like just different tools that you can
Yep,
get out of
absolutely.
therapy, man.
Or
Hmm.
That's what I
also,
try to tell people.
yeah, if something happens, you already have like a built established relationship with someone that's not a part of that situation, right? The trust hopefully has been there. And
Hmm.
Brian, you said like if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I agree. And I would say you're not going to get along with every therapist that you were like assigned to or you meet, right? So if it doesn't work, it could be
Yeah.
really discouraging, but could we like maybe quit them and fire them and try someone else? And it
Yeah, I'm on my
exactly
third
right.
one.
Pivot.
And it is trial and error, and it feels like a lot of energy to find that, but there are so many different personalities and people out there that we're not going to get along with everybody. And so when we find the right person,
Absolutely.
they say
Absolutely.
that you can know every type of therapy modality, you can have all the knowledge, but if the relationship isn't there, none of it's gonna stick, none of it's gonna. So finding
Yep.
that person,
Yes.
yeah,
And that should be with like
Yes.
anything, even training.
right,
For me,
yeah,
the same thing. If we don't get along, working together to get to that goal, dude, why am I training you? We're not gonna get to that finish line
Hmm.
together.
yeah,
Find somebody else, or maybe, the way that I'm training you or the way that you're not reciprocating what I'm telling you isn't working. So, hey, man, maybe this person helps better
yeah,
and stuff like that. And that's the same thing with a therapist. Like, maybe they're not clicking with you like you would like. So maybe try somebody else and you'll find that way to get to the better you.
yeah.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Um, so how did you decide, or what made you decide, like, to specialize more towards traumatic uh therapy or trauma therapy, if
Mm,
you're comfortable with going
yeah.
into that?
I had a therapist when I was early college that said, like, I couldn't be in this seat, right, as a therapist unless I was in that seat for, right, like being the client.
Hmm.
And I think that stuck with me because I've gone through like my own traumatic losses, my own traumatic experiences as, early childhood or early college that again, when I kind of felt like I was out on the other side, it was like, okay, well, those people were there for me. I can be somebody who's, there for people in that way. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Exactly. And yeah, sometimes you do need somebody just to talk to.
yeah,
If you don't feel
Hmm.
comfortable talking to your spouse because you don't know how to say it, therapist, dude.
yeah,
Talk to them, and then eventually you'll go into that way where you feel more comfortable opening up more.
yeah, yeah.
And that's what I've learned, is just not keeping everything in, kind of say it out. But the best way to not, like, I guess, offend anybody or offend your loved ones, because you don't want to burn a bridge or something like that. You want to kind of
Hmm.
um, give that word out without getting too crazy or something like that. With them understanding where you're coming from. So yes, coming up with like the best ways to go about things. Another tool. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and always having that third party in there. I feel like sometimes just letting it out, like you said, but having that third party to maybe even help you understand why you're feeling that way. Because once you say it, sometimes in talking to somebody, sometimes you can realize, oh, damn, maybe that was me. Maybe it wasn't that my partner that was acting up. Maybe I was just tripping because I had a lot going on at work or whatever it might be, stressed out over this, that, and the third. So that's another reason why I feel like counseling or just talking to somebody could be a great, another tool for your belt, because like I said, sometimes it could just be you, like not even knowing that you're the one that's actually tripping. Because sometimes I've done that to myself, where I'm just like, why am I so easily triggered right now? Why everybody's just pissing me off? I'm about to punch Omar. I'm about to punch AJ. Like, but then I'm just like, oh, okay, maybe they're not the ones acting out. Maybe it's me. So sometimes just taking a step back and, like I said, just talking to somebody and getting that third party where it's not like you talking to your
Definitely.
partner or whoever, and then you actually snapping on him and like, well, he keeps doing that. Like, well, it's
Well,
not your
that's what I'm.
partner. It's
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say
fighting his
that makes
victim.
me think about like I genuinely care about my clients, right? But I'm also not emotionally invested as like their partner would be, right?
Hmm.
Um, my favorite relationships with people are the ones where I can be like, was it actually a you thing, right? Like, was it actually you who kind of escalated the
Yeah.
situation? And again, that goes back to relationship with the person. If I did that with somebody on day one, they'd be like, I'm never coming back. But built the relationship
Yeah.
and they
Absolutely.
trust me to be, you know, baseline, even, not on one side or the other, and say, like, hey, what was actually happening for you here? Can we name the emotion, and how does that emotion want us to act and respond in these situations? What are our behaviors saying in this? And yes, obviously the other person has, some influence in the situation as well, but we do too. It's not always someone against us.
Yep.
Yeah. And exactly, like having those tools to reciprocate it instead of just going all in like, no, I know this isn't my fault. This is you. You could be like, hang on, let's think about this. Maybe you need to take a break, walk it off a little bit, and then come back. It's like, hey, that wasn't cool. Like, can we do this instead? Or can better approaches? Being a calm headed person, getting in there instead of just guns a blazing.
And if we're not calm headed, what do we do about it, right?
Hmm.
Do we say, hey, let's have this conversation later? I need to go to the gym and come back, talk about it later, or what?
Communicate.
Yeah, I feel like that's a great thing. Like I said, I feel like that was the biggest downfall on my last relationship was like she wouldn't give me the space. I would always be like, hey, let me just cool off. Like, don't talk to me right now. Let me just cool off. But she was the type of person that would always want to be like, no, 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 we need to do that right now. But telling you right now is not the time because you know how I am when you keep pushing, and then I would snap, and I'm not a nice snapper. I hit below the belt where I'm just
It's
saying
true.
anything, and that's what even now I'm a advisor at Job Corps, and that's what I tell folks like, or even if they're mad, I give them just a little bit of space, just give them a little bit. I'll split them up or whatever. They said, hey man, you can talk to me now, or I'll come get you in a little bit, and usually they'll come to me later on, because like I said, usually if you come at them right then when everybody's all excited, I feel like nothing good comes out of that except hurt feelings. And so I always like to give people a little bit of break. Like, I don't care how mad you are, unless it starts affecting other people or they're trying to fight or, breaking stuff. But if you're just hooting and hollering, you go do that in your room, and then when you're ready, come talk to me, or I'll come get you in a little bit. So I think that's a great thing. Just to take a step back, and from anybody, just take that step back. And I try to sleep on it, but I know some people are like, oh, you shouldn't go to bed on that. Just give it like 15, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then
Yeah,
we can touch base on it.
definitely. Agree.
Yes. Oh yeah. So what would you say is one of the biggest tips or advice you would give somebody who is thinking about getting to therapy, or maybe like the first thing, like give them a little hint of what therapy is, whether it's like meditating, um, looking at a YouTube video, or whatever it is. What would you say?
Yeah, journaling.
Journaling.
Um, well, it depends the goal, right? Like you just said, what's the tip if someone wants to go to therapy, versus maybe the tip of somebody wanting to start new patterns and routines and behaviors in their day to day. I think if somebody wants to go to therapy and has never done it before, or it sounds intimidating, or there's a stigma, um, just get through the front door, get through, first
Hmm.
appointment. I think a lot of times people come into my office and there's anxiousness of they don't know what I look like, they don't know what my office looks like, they don't know what to expect. They have my name and that's it. So go there, try it out. If again, like we said earlier, if it doesn't work, that doesn't mean that there's not somebody that it will work with. Um, um, and it's what you make of it, right? Like I tell people, this is our space that we get to create together. If we want to spend the first month talking about nonsense, what's your favorite color, what kind of ice cream you like, we'll do that. And we know that there's some
Hmm.
deeper things that we want to get to later, but there's no rush to do that right away. And if there's somebody that's pushy and feels like, the therapist is pushing you to talk about things that you aren't ready to, then they're not the right fit for you. So that for therapy, if it's about,
Absolutely.
behavior patterns and new routines and all of that, I would say don't expect yourself to do something every day, right? Like if I say, I don't journal, but I want to start journaling. My goal isn't going to be to journal 7 days a week. My goal would be, hey, let me try twice
Hmm.
this week. And that's an accomplishment.
Absolutely. And it's just like working out, kind of. You're not going to see the results overnight. It's just like you said, making that first step, getting to the gym, getting to your counselor, and then lifting that first weight, having that first conversation, and then just keeping that consistency of maybe if it's twice a week, perfect. But again, you're not going to receive results most of the time overnight. So just practicing and doing it over and over again, and you'll see results.
Go ahead, Omar.
I was just gonna say, taking the small steps, not expecting too much all at once, and that's one thing we talked about. Somebody who is overcoming addiction is, just taking small steps, not expecting too much all at once, taking it day by day, and getting through that.
Yeah, definitely. I had a thought and it floated away.
Nope.
So,
Right
like,
on.
after, like, whenever it's your time, like your family time, what do you like to like get out and do to like decompress and just like get the day away, or like maybe on the weekends or whatever, something to do with the fam, or just by yourself maybe?
Yeah, definitely being out in the natural world, not in town where there's lots of buildings. We like the mountains, we like the lakes, we'll go camping. I'm big into traveling. So there's at least 2 trips in our near future at all times. I'm booking
They be
while I'm
traveling,
on
dude.
trips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
that is kind of the
Good.
big thing. That's part of why we moved out here, to be honest. We had a 2-year-old and a 10-month-old when we moved. And life out there was decent. It was fine. It was a lot of cornfields. So we moved about an hour out of Chicago. And I mean, it would have been a great place to raise your family. And for us, it's, hey, on the weekends, we want to be out on a hike. We want to be exploring somewhere new. We want to be seeing the world and showing our kids the world. And you don't necessarily get that in the Midwest too much.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Road trip.
What's been like, I guess, like one of your favorite spots that y'all have been to?
In Colorado, Ouray. Ouray's been beautiful. Omar, have you gone?
Need to hit that up.
You haven't been?
Haven't been yet.
They call it the
Not yet.
Switzerland of America because
that's right.
It's so beautiful. So I'm hoping to go there for 4th of July this coming summer.
Same.
Yeah.
That's what we were planning to.
Yeah. This past summer.
Back off, dude.
Oh, sorry. I'm just excited. The trips.
This past summer, we went to the Tetons and Yellowstone. So those were really beautiful spots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's something that I've always wanted to like, or now I'm looking more into is traveling, because like in the military, it was just like, all right, you're going here, and then you're gonna do this, and then like my vacations whenever I was in, it was just coming home.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, man, like everybody's been to Mexico, so now I really want to go to Mexico and just for like a weekend or whatever. I don't know, just like, so I'm looking to go sometime here in the next couple of months.
I love that.
You got some
For
deals
like
down
an
there,
all-inclusive resort, yeah. And then like I like going up to Colorado more and just getting out in the mountains and everything, and just getting out more, because like, I mean, it was cool traveling when I was in, but like being told where to go, what to do, what to wear, and can't do this, can't do that, all the fun stuff.
All the way. Can't do all the fun stuff. Yeah. But you always, well, what I was going to say, script. Alex, you also freaking get it in the gym, pushing up some
right.
ass weight.
I try.
Boys, she's on the top of the leaderboard over here at the Y. Okay.
Oh, word.
She's up there, and hey,
good.
Ain't nobody touching that.
I was gonna say I check to see how close people are getting to me.
That's awesome. Good job.
And all
Heck
the
yeah.
stuff. Bench press, squats, deadlifts.
I try.
Can we go into numbers?
I looked this morning in case you guys asked. My numbers have been really stagnant the last couple of months. I've actually been on this medication that has caused like some side effects, have been like low energy and joint and muscle pain. So I've really been kind of sad when it comes to the leaderboard. I'd like to do some PRs. But on there is benches 165.
Okay. More than AJ.
I was gonna say.
Kenneth's told me that in the past I've done 180. I don't remember.
That's more than Omar, so heck yeah, good job.
deadlift was 290. I'd like to get to 3.
That's probably more than me, I think.
Yep.
And squat was 285.
Damn.
Heck yeah.
That is
That's
way
awesome.
that. Yeah, I don't do
Still
that.
good.
Yeah. Good job.
I think
Yep.
the last time those were like I tried for those though was probably fall with this medication, but
Yeah.
I'm coming off of
There
it
you
in
go.
a month.
Let's go.
This summer I'm coming back.
There you go. We'll be looking
Better
forward to
watch
that.
out now.
Better than ever.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to get in a meet or something, like a power meet?
No, Kieran and I have always talked about that. That's my husband. I know you guys all met him, but we've always talked about doing meet and whatnot. And I feel like it's really, I don't like all eyes on me.
Mm.
Like, even when somebody brings
Yeah.
up the leaderboard to me at the gym, I'm like, don't talk to me about it. Like, it's very much like for myself. I've had like people when I'm going to PR want to watch, and I'm like, can you go around the corner and like look around the corner? I don't want to know that you know. So I
Yeah.
don't think I could do a meet. I think the nerves would be like really
Yeah.
high, and I don't. It's more like, hey, I did this for myself.
Well,
Pat
good.
myself on
Good,
the
good,
back.
good.
It definitely is
Yeah.
like kind of nerve wracking. Like being in front of an audience, doing anything really. Like wrestling, I didn't before my match. I would kind of think about it like, damn, all these people are out there watching me. Like I don't want to look like a fool. But then like I'd actually be in the match and I wouldn't even be in my brain.
Be in the
But like when I was reffing, I'm like, dang, I look like such a fool for all these people
Idiot.
making these bad calls and everything. Everybody's yelling at me. The parents are mad. Coaches are cussing me out.
But I feel like when you're doing
Yeah.
a heavy lift, though, well, personally, but I feel like I go off that energy, that that's there. I feel like it can get you that second gear or even that third gear if people are watching there, or even if the camera's on, you're like, oh man,
That
I can't.
adrenaline.
The adrenaline.
I gotta push it. Usually I'd be like, ah, fuck this. But if you got people, you're like, oh fuck, we gotta push through that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you all done meets?
Omar
Yeah.
did,
I
didn't
did.
he? Yeah.
Yeah. Back in high school though, I was only 90 pounds, pushing maybe the
So
bar.
he was
Hey, I was still
yeah,
in the
he
meet.
was in the girls
Yeah.
department,
still
but
in-
he was still there, and we were rooting for him.
I didn't. Yeah, I
I've
didn't
kind of
place
looked into it
no.
a little bit doing one. But Omar's kind of screwing me on my program, taking away some of my heavy lifting.
We
So
gotta
I'm gonna have to
change
hold
it
off
up to
on
make
that.
sure we're moving up. It's part of the process, but we're gonna get there.
So Omar,
We're
you
gonna get
All
there.
right.
train them, the two of them?
What's that?
You give them workout plans and everything?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I use this app. It's
What is
it's
the
got
name
my
of the
logo
app?
and stuff, and it's through Trainerize.
So if you're
But
looking it up on the iTunes, because
my
somebody said they were having a hard time finding it the other day. What do you look up?
oh no, you gotta go. It's through Trainerize, and you have to have my specific
Oh,
link
okay.
to get access to
Oh,
my
okay,
app.
I got you.
So yeah,
You guys are all willing to
yeah.
listen to him? See, when Kieran tries to tell me something, I'm like, leave me alone. I know what I'm doing.
Well, it's a
Oh,
slippery
I think
slope at times. When you're in there and the plan is there, sometimes I divert a little bit. I'm trying to get more dialed in and listen to it, but it's a slippery slope at times.
It's an ego.
Yeah, there are certain exercises too that I do, and I'm like, I don't really like right now on my one of my leg days. It's split squats, and it's only 2 sets of those. And I told him I hate just doing 2 sets. It feels useless.
but you're
So
actually doing a set in each leg, so it's up there.
well, yeah.
We're gonna keep
So
moving up, dude. Okay, it's at the
see,
end of.
look
It's supposed to
now
be
I
like
hurt his feelings about it, and
fatigue
You're
level.
gonna piss them off, dude.
I mean, you can
Omar,
go more.
you know what you're
Go
talking
more if you
about, but
want.
it's like, for me, it's an ego thing. Like, my
yeah.
husband, don't be telling me nothing in the gym. But if someone else came up and said, hey, look at your form, you want to try this? I'd be like, oh, yeah, for sure. I know you know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh yeah,
No, I'm the exact. I'll listen to Omar a lot closer than I'll listen to some rando in the gym.
Well,
Like it
Rando,
happened
no.
the other day in the gym
Yeah, if
Oh
with me
my
and Brian. We were
gosh.
benching, and he came up and he was like, "Hey man, you're on your like tippy toes, or you need to be on your tippy toes, and not flat footed, because you're not driving through the floor." Blah blah blah.
you
And
gotta
then
ask him
he's like showing us and everything, and I was like, he walked away, and I looked at Brian. I was like, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Well, and there's sometimes where they might, but it's just the way it comes across. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. We're here. This isn't our first day. You know it's not. I mean, I appreciate it. It's cool to give the little advice, but he was lingering, and that's where it became like,
Yeah.
bro,
Linger,
go
dude,
on. Okay, we heard
linger.
you, but he just kept staying. I'm like,
Not randos in the
Yeah.
gym, because I'd be like, where are your credentials? I didn't hire you. Like, if I'm looking
Yeah.
for a personal trainer, it's not going to be my husband. But I was like, I will listen to someone else.
That's true though, and I think that's a spouse thing because my wife's the same way. Like she wants to do her own thing. I'm like, yo, I can write you a program real quick. She's like, okay, and then she won't even. She'll probably do it one time. She's like, I'm gonna go do this thing. I'm like, whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah. Sheesh. What was I gonna say, dude? I lost my train of thought because I was
AJ pissed him
going into
off. That's
that.
why.
I was gonna say
Fucking
they were
Yeah,
coming
dude.
Oh
don't
from.
no,
critique his shit,
Fucking
and
dude.
nerve.
no.
Oh, here
And
we go.
I'm a person who can take criticism. Like if it's something you don't like, and I tell you
Omar
guys too,
does.
if it's something you don't like,
Out
let
of
me
out
know.
of a lot of
We
people,
can work
that is
with
one
it.
thing Omar is really good at, taking constructive criticism. He doesn't get what is that word? Whatever. Discouraged. There you go. By uh, c- constructive criticism, which is a great thing to have. So good job on that.
I'm trying to grow,
Yeah.
trying to get better, whatever it
Sometimes I
is.
do, but
Yeah.
but then I
Whether
I
it's
don't.
regroup and then I get it together. Sometimes, man, fuck you, dude. Well, you don't
and
know
that's how it
shit. And I'm
is.
like, okay, maybe he was right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that actually, yeah.
Cause yeah, that's one thing. Like I'll talk to some people and I'll be like, "Oh, that son of a bitch doesn't know what he's talking about." Like I know, but then I come like it takes me a little bit. And I'm like, I'll take bits
Yeah,
and
right.
pieces. Like okay, maybe you're right here and there,
But I mean,
but it's
yeah,
not
I
like
think that says a lot about our, like, where's our mindset at, right? Like we just said, some rando in the gym, there, we didn't ask. But if you're asking a personal trainer a question, you're in the mindset of like, I'm open to
Yep.
hearing and learning in this moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. If I do see somebody that I'm like concerned about, or like maybe I see them kind of confused about something, I will approach them, but I'll be like, "Hey, I'm a personal trainer, blah blah blah.
Yeah, there
Here
is
is. Do
times.
you
There is times,
mind
absolutely.
me showing you instead of going in like, hey, do
Yeah.
this, do that because of this or that? Be like, do you mind uh me telling you how to do this or how I think
Hmm.
you should do this, blah blah blah, and they'll take it or they won't. I mean,
No,
that's it.
absolutely. I feel like there is
Yeah.
times where you can, because there's younger folks who go in there, maybe older folks who go in there who might not know what they're doing. And of course, yeah, I try to help them out. But again, just give them that peace and then be like, hey, so if you need anything else, just let me know and I'll be willing to help you. But just don't be like lingering. That was my only situation with that. Like, okay, give me your
Don't
little
linger.
piece of advice and then fuck off. Okay, cool, bye. But it's like them lingers,
Yeah.
bro. Pow!
Maybe they wanted your autograph, dude. They
They
probably
knew
wanted your
that day I
autograph.
wasn't signing autographs. I was strictly there to work out. They knew that day was non-autographs, no pictures, nothing that day, and I think that might
Yeah.
have pissed me off too. So I apologize about that. Uh, yeah, whatever.
So when it comes to so we talk about mental health, physical health. What about like nutrition? How does that look for you, and how do you keep like a good nutrition throughout the day?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, man. It ebbs and flows. Sometimes I'm like, I'm working out so I can eat this chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Like, other
Yeah.
times I'm like,
Hey,
my morning gym routine is also for the way that I eat, because if I get up and I'm at the gym at 5 and I have this good workout, I don't want junk after
Yep.
that.
Yep.
I want to continue to fuel the way that I feel in that moment. So, um, I think it also is a huge thing that Kieran and I are on the same page with a lot of those things, because I grew up in a house where like it was junk food and processed,
Mm-hmm.
and our fridge was always full, but like there was nothing to eat type of thing. It was like garbage type of food. Sorry,
AJ's
mom, I
heaven.
love you so much. And so like having the support around you to say, okay, what is the proteins that we're having in this meal? Our kids talk about that. They're like, I
Mm-hmm.
need a protein with this, or this is a lot of sugar with my waffle syrup, right? Like whatever it is, I think the conversation in the house matters around, nutrition and what we're
Yeah.
eating. I eat a lot of chicken,
Yeah.
Good.
eggs. I don't know.
Get
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
Get them lean proteins and stuff.
We have a vegetarian in our
Essential.
house too, so I feel like I've
That's
learned a
right.
lot
Oh
about
wow.
what other types of proteins we can get with. I've tried tofu that I would have when I was younger, but
Mm-hmm.
like this is weird and gross and whatnot. So yeah, it's been
It's still weird. It's got that weird squishy, like,
it is.
it's not even, yeah.
I've never had it.
Never had it? I'm surprised.
It's definitely
What's
one of
the,
those things that will like take the taste of what you cook it in. So like if we've cooked it in
it's like more
teriyaki and
absorbent.
threw it in like rice and stuff, and so
Mm.
it'll just taste like teriyaki but have like a weird consistency.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, I'm curious because I've been thinking about this ever since you guys told me that she was vegetarian. But like, how do you balance the meal planning and stuff like that? Like, do you just like set the majority over here and then be like, all right, let's plan this out for
For
her?
her, yeah. Sometimes, like I said, like if there's like rice and veggies, then we'll have like a pan of whatever meat we're having, some ground beef or something, and then have her tofu in another. And so we're all having the same meal. She just has something else
Mm.
in her. Or if we're having hamburgers, she's having veggie burgers. Or um, yeah, they have like cute little like plant meat chicken nuggets and stuff like that. So she still feels a part of things
Mm-hmm.
when sister's having chicken nuggets, she gets to have chicken nuggets too or whatever. So,
That's really nice that you
yeah.
guys are
Mm-hmm.
supportive and helping her out like that as well. So good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She just one day was like, I care about animals too much. So we're like, okay, we're in it, but don't talk about my steak over here.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna
Yeah.
be
You do
cooking
you
Right.
over there.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be over here. That's funny. But that is right. Like you get to experience these
Mhm.
different foods and stuff that you wouldn't have thought about before. Implementing some more vegetarian options. Maybe you guys have like vegetarian night where everybody does it or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But making sure you're also getting like all those nutrients, the
Mhm.
proteins and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember I was getting crap from these guys
P boy. I remember that.
for
P
my
boy.
Which time?
was it
Yeah,
the
right?
yeah, seriously. The the lentil sloppy joes. Was it that
Yeah.
one?
Oh,
Punch
lentils. It
yourself in the
was
face, dude.
lentils. Oh
See?
my gosh.
Lentils.
Like wow.
It was good,
Yeah, I'm
dude.
sure it was.
The sloppy
Is Kelsey
joes
watching or something?
I
instead of
can't even
ground
spell
meat.
lentil no more.
I've never heard of that, but we've
Haters.
done black bean burgers, which were good.
Yeah, that one too.
Um,
Oh yeah, we did that one. Shoot, that's
I
cool.
Whatever.
I just
Variety, dude.
I like my steaks and chickens and stuff. So like to think about people like eating like black bean burgers or lentil sloppy joes and stuff. I'm like, why? This shit is so good. Why would you do that? But
Get you
like
some
I
fiber,
like
dude.
people have their own reasoning and stuff. So like you do your thing, you know. I don't know.
I will say though, like the plant meat beef and stuff, it tastes
Hmm.
pretty similar. Like you could tell the difference because like if I had beef and then plant meat right next to each other and try them both, you can tell.
Yeah.
But if I haven't had beef in a while, I would be like, this
Mm,
is a good substitute. Tastes
it's true.
pretty similar.
It's like I miss it so much. I'm gonna give this a go, and hey, it'll do. It'll do. So what's your next thing that you're gonna be doing? What's like your goals now?
um,
Whether it's
yeah,
therapy
and yeah.
or in the gym or even both.
Right now in the career world, I balance working at an agency full time and private practice clients.
Oh,
So long-term goals would be to kind of shift that into more of like a half and half, and then shift into full-time my own business and private practice.
Awesome.
But that's, a couple year
Mm-hmm.
down the line plan. I get some good student loans paid working at a mental health agency, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. But things in the works.
There you go.
I get to go to a conference in Seattle this month, so there
Oh, nice.
conference will be cool. And then in the gym, I think I just said I'm coming back this summer
There you go.
after this
Just better watch out.
medication. Yep, I'm off by
Mm-hmm.
the end of this month on that med, so this summer will be a good, just like getting my energy back, coming back with, simple goals
Mm-hmm.
in the gym. I've kind of held on to some extra water weight with this med, so just shedding some as well, will be good.
Well, awesome.
AJ needs to do that too.
AJ needs to lay off the cheeseburgers. That's what he needs to do.
And the pizza pockets.
Or Randy.
Dude, I haven't
Yeah.
had them in like
Oh,
2 weeks.
whatever,
Dude, I've
Randy.
been
Corn
taking
dogs.
this cut
Cheeseburger
seriously.
belly.
Hey,
Yeah.
I had a
at your
cheeseburger
birthday,
last
you
night.
deserve a cheeseburger sometimes.
I had a cheeseburger
Yeah,
last night.
sometimes, not all the time.
We said balance,
Portion
right?
control.
Yep.
I did
control.
fall off the wagon last night. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Mhm.
Had a burger.
Well, I went to
Few too
Chicago,
many
so I
beers.
fell off the wagon. They got some.
But I hopped
Kelsey
back on.
says,
I was still
Kelsey
hanging on.
says, calories don't count when you're on vacation.
That's why I go
So-
on vacation.
Right on. So before we head out, how can people reach you if they want to, like, maybe, well, you said you got your private practice.
I do.
Maybe they want to reach out to you. Maybe they're like, hey,
Yeah.
she seems cool. I want, some sessions. Maybe I can squeeze in when her schedule one of these days.
I love that. I'm actually full in my private practice right now. So because of that, I kind of paused my website and other ways to
Okay.
reach out to me. I was on Psychology Today. But you can always shoot me an email. Email works. It's Alexandrea, ALEXANDREA, at May Wellness, MAE Wellness.org.
Okay.
So I know
Awesome.
I said that pretty quickly, but
We'll put
I
it
can be
down.
reached via.
We'll put it down in the link below. So if they want to get a hold of you, they can email you. So we do appreciate that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you are a resident of Colorado, then I can kind of keep you on my radar
Ooh.
to start sessions. But yeah, we have to be in the state of Colorado to work together.
Boo.
There you go,
Yeah,
Brian.
I'm not in the state of Colorado,
through.
bro.
There you go.
Colorado, here we come.
AJ.
I'm good. I don't need therapy.
See?
I won't take that
Bye.
personally, okay?
Yeah. He's a hater.
Yeah, especially after
He's a
today.
hater.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's a hater. It's all right. We'll get through time. Okay?
Well, we do appreciate you for coming on, Alex.
Wall.
It's been a
Yes.
pleasure talking to you. And we'll let you get back to whatever you do.
It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Cheers to health.
Cheers to health. Yeah.
Cheers.